With the railway's second birthday bash coming up and enough funds generated, it was decided to extend the original line further up the valley. This allows for 2 locomotives to run on the railway line at once rather than 1 loco running at a time. To test and bed in the new section of line was newly purchased United Traction Tram, number 1623. The American streetcar was a perfect addition to the FFR fleet as the tram provided easier operations during the winter months. Austrian stained steam locomotive was also tested on the new section of line. While the railway extension was being constructed, new tunnel portals were also erected onto the tunnel face to give a more realistic look to the tunnel. Also, the ivy growing over the tunnel was also beginning to take hold, adding further realism to the line. The railway's second birthday bash arrives. With an intensive timetable featuring Austrian stained steam locomotive number 3, Feldbahn diesel shunter, Hummy, and United Traction Tram number 1623. This is the first time that passenger services will run over the railway's new line extension. A new platform was constructed in between the 2 parallel running lines, creating both an up line and a down line. Various types of flora was then planted as well, a new station building erected. Locomotives were then seen testing with the new platform in place. The station building originates from Europe but was imported over to the railway and was rebuilt on the platform. The station doubles up as a hotel, so visitors of the railway have accommodation on site, right next to the railway, to give them an up-close railway experience. In the evening, newly purchased European Taurus electric locomotive number 183002, Alex, is seen testing on the line. The locomotive has ran on the line on a couple of occasions but is ultimately too big and power-hungry for the railway, so remains protected from the elements in storage. Who knows? Maybe one day Alex will return to running on the FFR once again. The railway team carried out some essential winter maintenance readying for the start of the main season. However, something big and unexpected was about to hit the world and turn it upside down. The railway should have been open to passengers, however, due to the pandemic, the railway had to unfortunately remain closed from over winter. However, all was not lost, as this meant planned projects could be worked on while timetabled services were not operating. In between lockdowns, the railway managed to open holding limited capacity passenger services, as well as one freight demonstration service. Now it's time to hop onto one of those freight demonstration services, hauled by Staines number 3 with the logging train. Unfortunately, there was no birthday bash this year. However, there is some footage of newly purchased 040 Borsig steam locomotive running for the first time. The last project for 2020 was creating the pond. A hole was dug, a vacuum-formed pond liner was fitted and building sand was then poured round the edges to fill in any gaps left over. A water feature was then implemented and the surrounding area was then transformed from a vast landscape of grass into something much more beautiful. It is hoped that the railway line can extend further so the line can run around the pond and then return back to the main running line. And that wraps up the 2020 running season. I hope you enjoyed looking back through the progression of the railway throughout the year. Thanks for watching.